ready to fight, standing tall, doing what's right, shining truth like a firelight. Daddy's wisdom running deep taught me promises I've gotta keep, breaking chains, leaving pain behind, calling out the crooked kind. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies, no more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again. Ain't no fear when I'm around. Justice stands on solid ground. One last chance to make it right, or face the reckoning tonight. In the dark where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies, no more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again. Dark where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies, no more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again.
Warning. The following video contains strong language, which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Thank you for your attention. Warning. The following video contains strong language, which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Thank you for your attention. Oopsie, a little bit of technical difficulty going there. So just so you guys are fully aware, you're looking at about 15 to 20-second delay. So I humbly apologize about that. Also, disclaimer, the thoughts and opinions expressed in this stream, in broadcast, sorry, by the host and guests are their own personal views and should not be taken as an endorsement of any kind. This is a space for discussions, perspectives, lively conversation, but not for the misunderstanding or replaced assumptions. If you are easily offended, then hang on a minute. I think my mic is low. Please hold. Your call is important to me. There you go. Oh, there you go. You should be able to hear me a little bit better. All right. If you're really offended, if you're easily offended, then this may not be the place for you. Kindly turn out and let those who enjoy engaging dialogue carry on. Cheerio. Bye bye now. Public description. All content within this video live is unedited and original. All individuals featured remain the same and are accurately represented. The information presented is public available and accessible via the online sources like the interwebs. This video serves educational purposes, including criticism, commentary, and news reporting. All individuals featured in this content are recognized as public figures. Now, good morning. So before I carry on, here's a message that I think a lot of people need to hear and remember. So before I do that, I'm going to make absolutely sure that what you're about to hear, you can. So hopefully, right? So here we go. I'm going to mute my mic so you can hear it.
You want to make me the villain? Fine. I'll be the villain in your story. Just don't forget the fucking chapter where you created me. You want to make me the villain? Fine. I'll be the villain in your story. Just don't forget the fucking chapter where you created me. You want to make me the villain? Fine. I'll be the villain in your story. Just don't forget the fucking chapter where you created me.
I think that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Excuse me a second. Now, I am going to try to avoid any type of, how can I put it? Foul language, right? Because obviously today is a very educational one. Oh. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. Right. Anyway, so as you are fully aware, over the last 9 months, probably a little bit longer, I've done my research. I've sort of, I've pointed out some discrepancies with some people. Yeah. Everyone is fully aware of that, correct? Right. Okay, good. Now, one thing you need to make absolutely sure of is that what you're about to hear today in this stream is in regards to the fleas, aka the Krampons, aka Lisa Lee or Lisa Rabusi and Tori Jones, and obviously Robbie. Now, everything you're going to hear are their own words, and everything that you're going to see, right, is fact. It is not made up. It's not edited. Everything you're going to hear. Now, as you are fully aware, over the 9-10 months, I done research, and everything is public. Everything that you can find, right, is on public domain, on the internet. Now, you're probably going, well, you sound a little bit, all over the place. No. The reason I am being the way I am is because I am now going to rub salt in the wound, and I'm going to make absolutely sure that people understand that when I put something out there, it's factual. And I will use people's own words, own comments to prove them wrong. All right. So first of all, good morning, everybody. I'm not going to go through everyone's names, but good morning and welcome. Okay. And one thing I am going to say, at no time are you to go to people's streams and cause trouble or contact anybody in regards of anything that I say in this stream or other streams. This is my personal opinion and my own thoughts and observations. Okay. And I don't want anyone to basically, take it in their own tried to go and cause trouble, because the fact is that's what we're not here for. We're here to prove 100% that people are liars. And today you are going to get 100% evidence that what I first said about the fence and the transparency and everything else is 100% correct. And you're going to be hearing it from the horse's mouth. Now, before we do that, I would like to, the first thing I'm going to bring to your attention is Guapo, aka Andrew Ramirez. And now, here's the problem. He posted all right, his personal information on a screenshot that was publicized on both Facebook and YouTube, right, when he went to hospital, probably when someone gave him a little bit of dose of karma. Who knows? Speculation. I'm not gonna guess. Right? And he posted it, and he had his full name on there, and with other information. Now, this is what I was saying before. People make mistakes, and they don't realize they do these mistakes. Now, today's information is dated June the 7th, 2024, and October the 17th, 2024. The first one is in regards of Guapo, who was sensationalized on the Krampons platform, right, on the 7th of June. And this was around the time, the video is actually when, like 1 minute he's half naked looking down at his camera. It's really weird. And the second time is when he was sitting in the vehicle the day he tried to antagonize Jeremy Hells. Now, Jeremy Hells held his ground, and basically I have to commend him. He conducted himself quite well. I mean, he could have flattened the guy, but, he knew what was going on. Now, it seems that one thing you have to remember, around the beginning of last year, around February, this is where obviously Deuce Matskin started coming on the scene, and he started getting involved and everything else. And I think it was around the same time I started doing a little bit of research on that absolute pleb. However, obviously there was quite a lot of cogs in this machine that were involved in all this. And the Krampons are one of the major cogs in this. And a lot of people seem to forget that part. Because around that time, obviously, they were trying to get everything on Jeremy to character assassinate him and basically slander him in every shape or form. I mean, you just have to go back. And this is where they made a mistake. And the thing is, what they have to understand, that all this information, right, has probably already been downloaded, and it's probably already been, it's been going to be used against them. However, over the last few months, I have been called a liar, that I wasn't telling the truth in regards to the fence. And I wasn't telling the truth about, certain things that I brought up a few months ago, right, about a certain, how can I put this? A certain thing. And I want you to look at this picture here. Before we carry on, okay, I want you to read that. In actual fact, I'm going to read it out to you. Coercive control is a form of domestic abuse, and people of any gender can be abused. If they were abusive when you were in a relationship, they might have carried on this behavior, or they might have started after you separated. It is not always easy to spot the signs of coercive control. Now, I am going to prove to you with the words from Guapo, that this is exactly what was going on. Okay? So I want you to pay attention. This is not me trying to stir the pot. This is me showing you facts and proof. All right? So I'm going to read this out one more time. Coercive control is a form of domestic abuse. Okay? This is research I've done online. And people of any gender can be abusive. If they were abusive when you were in a relationship, they might have carried on this behavior, or they might have started after you separated. It's not always easy to spot the signs of coercive control. Today, I am going to show you that exact thing. Now, you think, well, what's the point of this? What's the point of this? Well, I'll tell you what the point is. Is that, like, I pre-recorded a couple of videos to let you hear what I found. And you have to understand that, like, once you have, and this is not just directed at one person, this is directed at a few people that we've come to get to know. right? We've come to know people who are similar in type of behavior. Now, like I said, I am not a psychologist. I'm a counselor, right? And I've done my counseling training to help other veterans. Because the thing is, if you've been there, you've done it, you got the t-shirt, then you can actually understand where they're coming from. Now, here, you have to understand coercive control, all right? Even when you are split up with someone, there's always one side or the other will try to control your relationship, i.e., like even after you split up, like an ex-girlfriend, asking who you were seeing or what you're doing, even though it's none of their business anymore, or an ex-boyfriend and vice versa, or ex-husband or ex-wife. Okay, it's the same thing. There's no difference. Just because you're married or not, there's no difference. Now, this is going to be fun. So what you're about to hear, okay, is an extract from that evening on the 7th of June, 2024, and it's around the 2 hour and 46 minute mark, okay? And that's what you're going to hear. So let's get into it right from the get-go. Good afternoon. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever call. Right, first things first. Let's do some digging, shall we? This is part 1. Krampons, aka the fleas. Let's see what they were like, shall we? 2024, to be exact, June the 7th. They decided to, spread a little bit of bullshittery. But what they didn't do is the fact that they didn't think. And this is the whole point of what I actually say in regards of people. Right? Guapo had an issue with Jeremy Hells. Jeremy Hells, hired his ex-girlfriend. Now, here's the magic word, ex-girlfriend. If your partner or your wife is ex, then they are ex. Now, I want you to look at this, and I want you to listen as well. And I want you to try to think about who else behaves the way, that behaves like this, in a similar way. All right? This goes on for a few minutes, but I think you'll get the gist. I think you get the gist.
I thought you were playing the last 2 minutes.
Well, apparently there was other stuff in here. This was like a while ago, maybe 3 years ago. He's showing some kind. Oh, these are the T-shirts, Robbie. All right, so he's showing something. Oh no.
You see, this richly just proves to you that they don't know what they're doing. They come up with this shit out of the blue, and they just, because here's the thing, they're richly. I just describe what you've got. You got Lisa Rabusi, Lisa Lee, whatever she likes to call herself, and then you got the OnlyFans lady Kendra, right? And then you've got Swamp Lizard, right, with his name Robbie Kersey. Now, don't forget, this is over 11 months ago. This is probably just under a year ago, right? And it shows their behavior. They're talking about someone called Jim Jones, then Jim. I mean, this is where it starts. This is where you need to start looking into. Because funny enough, at no time did they mention, not at one time did they mention Lynette Preston or John Cook. Okay? And this is last year, which is quite strange because, but we'll do some digging. I know that they were already sort of involved, but the fact that all this with Bruce Matskin started around February, it's only fair to do a little bit more back digging. But I'm looking for something specific, and this is the behaviour about that little circle, Swamp Lizard, the Krampons with Guapo. So, just listen.
Last 2 minutes. Is it this part of it?
I have no clue.
26 minutes. I guess we could start.
Guys, I've had a rough night. Couldn't sleep. This is day 2. What is it?
Oh, couldn't sleep. But right, okay. So we all know that Andrew Alvarez. I mean, his name's public. He actually showed a a hospital bracelet with all his information on it. So therefore, he's made his information public. And also, other people have mentioned this in the past as well. Now, one thing you need to remember is that Grappo is a drama queen. This is not in a derogatory term or in any way, shape, or form, but I'm surprised he's not walking around in a dress because he's acting like a Karen. What you're about to hear is basically the aftermath of. This is sort of like, how can I put it? The commencement of the bullshittery and the ritual character assassination and the hate campaign towards Jeremy Hells. Okay, so this is in June, remember, of 2024. So enjoy.
Like Wednesday, Tuesday was yesterday where we had the live exposed germ for hiring my ex-girlfriend Chapo. Again, we found out through another flea market vendor. We found out through Jeremy persistently asking me on the phone. We found out because I decided to dive into the investigation of it because, you know, when we're talking back and forth in the text messages, you know, the narcissistic accusations, you know, he's calling me a
Jump into the investigation. What investigation would that be then, you absolute sad excuse for a human being? You would know what an investigation is if whomever is doing an investigation would actually come over to you and actually walk you and talk you through it. Okay, you're making statements that are weird. Okay, you guys think that you're big wigs and you can talk big words, or I'm going to sue, defamation, slander, But one thing you don't understand, you didn't investigate fuck all. Okay, your ex-girlfriend, first of all right, that's a very telltale sign here. That means ex parte, ex-girlfriend. That means she no longer partakes in the bullshittery that you seem to create. What you're doing right now, and also the fact that you are how can I put this, sitting on here whinging and whining. And by the way, if anyone wants to go and check this out, this is on June the 7th 2024, and the timestamp is 2 hours 46 minutes. So if you want to go and check this out yourself, feel free to do so. All right, so we're just going to listen to a little bit more, and I'm going to try and get it a little bit further ahead, to speed up a little bit.
Narcissist because I don't feel comfortable for him hiring my ex-girlfriend. I feel like that's just wrong. I feel like all you need is somebody to hold the camera for you. I feel like you can find anyone else in the world. We're supposed to be brothers. We're supposed to be friends. We're supposed to have a lot of experiences together, you know, and you just don't do that to me. This is somebody that you've seen with me for a long time now. Both of them are at fault, but I'm more upset with Jeremy for it.
Why is someone to blame when, at the end of the day, if Jeremy wants to employ someone, and in fact, if George wants to employ someone to help Jeremy, but you sound, you're butthurt, buddy. You sound like you've been bitch slapped into submission. You don't dictate or tell, and here you are, half naked on a screen, talking about your ex-girlfriend, about Jeremy, and you're sort of like making assumptions. And then you call people a narcissist. Well, here's the thing, right? You're trying to control someone else's life, even though they're no longer with you. Think about it. Just a moment. Just think about it. She is your ex-girlfriend, and here you are, okay, is whining and complaining the fact your ex-girlfriend is employed by Jeremy Hells. And this is going back a while. Because what we're doing, we're showing a pattern of behavior. But go on. Let's hear you rest.
Actually reaching out and moving forward with this. Is it a affair? I don't know. Are they broken up? Jenny confirmed? Yes. A single man is hiring my ex-girlfriend, and she's
You heard it there. He has stated, let's hear that one again. Maybe you've gone back too far.
For him hiring my ex-girlfriend. I feel like that's just wrong. I feel like all you need is somebody to hold the camera for you. I feel like you can find anyone else in the world. We're supposed to be brothers. We're supposed to be friends. We're supposed to have a lot of experiences together, you know, and you just don't do that to me. This is somebody that you've seen with me for a long time now. Both of them are at fault, but I'm more upset with Jeremy for actually reaching out and moving forward with this. Is it an affair? I don't know. Are they broken up? Jenny confirmed? Yes. A single man is hiring my ex-girlfriend, and she's following him around the flea market, filming him. Couldn't sleep.
There you go. accusations, assumptions, no proof. Yet again, this is one thing you're going to...
Both of them are at fault, but I'm more upset with Jeremy for actually reaching out and moving forward with this. Is it a fair? I don't know. Are they broken up? Jenny confirmed? Yes. A single man is hiring my ex-girlfriend, and she's following him around the flea market, filming him. Couldn't sleep.
There you go. Accusations, assumptions, no proof. Yet again, this is one thing you're going to see with all these people. They say it, but they don't prove it. All right. Well, let's go a little bit forward. Oh yeah. Right. This is the bit where idiot face here, Guapo, is sitting in his car. And I think it was before or after where he confronted Jeremy at the storage and tried to antagonize Jeremy into swinging for him. And I found that also quite interesting, you know. But let's just listen to this.
Anyone that's questioning what I seen and what I heard, is for the people that don't believe me and for people that didn't believe me without this evidence, guys, I really want you to open your minds and understand that sometimes what you see and sometimes who you think is who they are is not what they are. So there you have it. George and Jeremy haven't talked in over a week. Jeremy's one-on-one with my ex-girlfriend.
So you're telling me
Because George and Jeremy haven't spoken for a week, you assume that your ex-girlfriend is now in how can I put it? Doing unarmed combat with Jeremy, dressed as naked penguins. Is that what you're saying? Because I find that quite interesting. Because, like, if I can remember, I think George had to around that time had to go to Ohio for some medical checks, or had to do something. But it doesn't matter. It's beside the point. The fact of the matter, you're sitting there with no evidence whatsoever. Oh, it's been confirmed by other people. Yes, sure. Yes, it's been confirmed that your brain decided to quit and leave about 20 years ago. And I find it quite interesting because, like, there seems to be a pattern about talking bullshit and having no proof whatsoever. But the next stuff, the next thing we hear is going to be extremely fucking interesting because, like, you slip up a couple of times, and if people actually watch this, they will find out very quickly what I mean.
I mean, they seem a little close. And then this is awesome secret thing. And he never even told me that he was with my girl. And, you know, there's so many different things. Not my girl. Stop saying that. She's not my girl. Why do I feel, man? Quit saying that. Oh, my God. The fact that he continues to call me, put me on.
Whatsoever. But the next stuff, the next thing we hear is going to be extremely fucking interesting because, like, you slip up a couple of times, and if people actually watch this, they will find out very quickly what I mean.
I mean, they seem a little close. And then this is awesome secret thing. And he never even told me that he was with my girl. And, you know, there's so many different things. Not my girl. Stop saying that. She's not my girl. Why do I feel, man? Quit saying that. Oh, my God. The fact that he continues to call me, put me on.
There you go. He starts having a conversation with himself. And I brought this up last year. I've mentioned it, so we're not going to waste any more time on this. But the fact that you got the fleas, including Swamp Lizard, on a platform sharing his video is because they don't have content. So they thought, well, fuck it, let's throw this in. And I think this is where, you know, obviously Chubby Chops decided that she fancies Guapo and thought that she would, like, you know, promote his delusional speech. Now, yeah, so there you go. So there's that bit. Just thought I'd let you know. And this is gonna be interesting. So, oh boy, these people are stupid. Get up. And there you go. Let's have a quick recap now. Hold on. Fucking hell. Now, I know that some people, you know, I mean, you're going to get people who are going to go, oh, no, she's just very emotional. No. That there is the perfect that there is coercive control. 100%. No doubt about it. And the fact that he had to fucking discipline himself by saying my girl, right, in that part, right, just shows you what the type of individual he is. Now, we all know the connection about the Hoarder's House, Guapo, and everything else. And obviously, you know, Mouth Job, aka Krampon 1. But did you hear when I said listen very carefully? Listen very carefully. The fact that he accused Jeremy Hales of having an affair with her. Excuse me. Not just that, but apparently they split up as well. Don't you find that very interesting? And one thing I find very good is that people actually do pay attention, because Star actually stated George Hyder. Yes, George Hyder. Now, the next bit is going to be interesting. So you need to pay attention to what is about to be said. And before we do that, I just want you to listen to this tune. You're going to like this tune.
They go public every night, selling drama on demand, with Krampons sitting on their ass and a dicky on hand. Fake tears falling, no, I'm just speaking truth, while they pocket super chats and exploit the loons. Gator rolls in, trying to act real cool, but he's stirring up heat, breaking all the rules. Haters in a circle, all bark, no bite, till Spawntrooper drops and it flips on the light. Spawntrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. Spawntrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. Spawntrooper, is weak with this one. Deuces in the mix, spinning lies for the stream. He acts like a king, but his throne's just a meme. Dodging all the questions with a scripted phrase, trying to fool the crowd, but he's just a face. Bones like has got a seat at the front of the show, putting up a front, but got nowhere to go. Guano's hiding in shadows, throwing shade in the chat. They all act tough, but Spawntrooper's on that. Spawntrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. Spawntrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. With this one, now the people rise, no longer blind. The lies unravel one stream at a time. Truth's not merch, it don't come in packs. And Spawntroopers got receipts, not just attacks. He says turn off the feed, walk into the sun. This war for your mind, it's already begun. With clarity blazing like a saber so bright, he leads the way through the digital night. Spawntroopers say, I see you playing, keeping up the show, spinning your stories, but the truth starts to flow. Your gators pull high like you're some kind of lord, but all you're doing is striking out with the faulty sword. You're no warrior, just a puppet on strings. Your fake crown don't mean a thing. The game's up now, you're out of move. Spawntroopers here to expose your grudge. Spawntrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. Spawntrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. Then he say the words, truth don't kneel to no one man. Trooper, the force is weak with this one.
Truth will rise in the end, no place for deceit.
May grim unwind, got a whole group on. The force is weak with this whole bunch.
Yes, the Krampons. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's about to get real now. Now, I have been sitting on my platform pointing out the facts. You know, there's no transparency. People have tried everything, but here's one thing. When I start doing research and I start pointing out facts, and I show these facts and everything I state with evidence and proof. Okay, I don't do it to, look good or anything else. I just don't like people fucking bullshitting. And when they do, pardon my language, when they do, okay, I'm going to prove them wrong. And I'm going to make sure that when I prove them wrong, I'm going to use their own words, their own actions to prove them wrong. Now, I've stated multiple times that there's been with transparency and everything. I've been saying this way before Jeremy or anyone else mentions this. I've been saying this from day one. And I said from day one that, and I got it wrong, actually. I'll be honest with you. I did get it wrong. I'm going to put my hands up. I actually got the month wrong because I said it was around September, November about the fence that they had already collected the money. And I was like, well, no, I'm going to go back and I'm going to do some research. And obviously, you know that when the Krampons go live, it's like, it's like watching the Lord of the Rings, 4-hour or 5-hour freaking morning, Kate, morning, everybody, and morning, Crumdon. Now, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to go and get you the fucking I'm going to go and get you the freaking proof. And I'm going to put it right in front of you. And anyone who's lurking outside and anyone who listens to this in replay, here's a word of advice. There's only so far you can go before you get the real reaction from me. Now, I'm not here to be vindictive. I'm not here to hate on anybody. But if you don't leave me alone, or you think that you can talk shit about me or in general, all right, it's only a matter of time before I start going, okay, gloves are coming off. Let's play a game. And I can assure you, when we play the game, I don't give any quarter and I don't stop until I have got a full resolve. So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy. Part 2. Now, this, I myself wasn't very sure when this was going on. But I did mention that they already had money collected for the fence. Excuse me. And at some point I knew that they said that and that they received an anonymous donation and everything else. This video is dated the October the 17th, 2024. Timestamp is 1 hour, 6 minutes, 58 seconds. Let me just write that down. 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 58 seconds. And just for the record, script. Just listen. I'm not going to talk. You are just going to listen, because we're gonna hear it from the horse's mouth.
And there you go.
I know that in a box of chocolates, so give it up.
Sorry, I was the main target for a while on the Shady Bunch. I'm sorry.
That's why I just need to clarify that was the same person I'd seen mentioned so many times.
I need an early glass of wine. So what happened about the so-called court cases for Don Russ and all that? Oh no, they were all going to jail, right? Yeah. No, it didn't count. Nothing really does. But I guess we'll have to find out.
Papers where we're all getting served.
Yeah, well, he said the same things about all of them, about Mike Davis, about lots of things.
And then he comes back and says, if you believe that, it was a joke.
No, I'm not, Nikki. I'm really not. I mean, it's great that, put it this way, now, after, a month flew by and I was able to say, now the channel's paying for itself. And that's what my goal was. So if there's anything extra, I will update my mics and, stuff like that. That's what it's going to do.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get some mic and stuff mic and camera stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's funny, people keep talking about all the money that I'm making and stuff. Do y'all see how many people, we have like a little over 3,100. Sorry, 3,100. I think it's 3,100, right? Yeah. Hold on, let me look.
I don't know. I just jumped to a totally different. I have no clue where my browser is.
Yeah, so there's 3,100 subscribers here, right? And that's great. I actually love all you guys. This has become such a bigger community and it's fabulous. And but the thing is, it's like you're talking about people. I don't know how many Meg or Todd has. She's talking about money or whatever. I don't know. There's a big difference between having 1,500 and having 3,100. Okay, but there's got to be a major difference between having 40,000 and 3,000. You know what I mean? So I don't know what kind of money they're talking about because I'm only seeing stuff with little ads. Of course, everybody super chats. We get that. And but what they're claiming here is like I don't know what kind of money thing's happening. Like go look at analytics or something. Whatever you got.
There's a reason I'm letting this play, because I want you guys to listen to up until you'll actually hear it. And then once you hear it, I will then rewind and then you can, yeah, you can hear it. But if it takes too long, I mean, at the end of the day, you need to have context of the conversation, because they always whine, oh, they're taking what we're saying out of context. Well, now I'm going to make absolutely sure that you hear what needs to be heard.
To do, but they still need to figure out what the hell they're talking about. And anybody who has a channel that doesn't have, over 10,000 or whatever subscribers knows what I mean. So yeah, and also you say a wrong thing, you say the word shit like I just did, it would be limited. So welcome, Harper Martin, new member.
That is why I am trying very hard to watch my language, because I don't know how many of Lisa's videos I've gotten.
Up you.
Because of my dead blasted mouth. I'm trying very hard to watch it. See, Lisa's going to let it be a few, Tori.
No, I'm not saying nothing.
I've actually talked to Lisa about it and apologized to her about it. She's like, stop it.
Yeah, cut it out, stop it. But anyway, so then the other thing they're saying is, the money that's coming in, I'm making money off of people that are donating or whatever, or trying to help out. The only look, I have Lowe's cards. Yes, some cash has come in. Some actually, hold on, wait, I gotta stop. Let me rephrase that, because today the fence is completely taken care of.
Sweet.
And not only that, see.
Okay, did you hear that? Would you like to hear that again? Would you like to hear that again? Okay, let's play that one again.
People that are donating or whatever, or trying to help out. Look, I have Lowe's cards. Yes, some cash has come in. Some actually, hold on, wait, I gotta stop. Let me rephrase that, because today the fence is completely taken care of.
Sweet.
And
one more time for prosperity. Today is the 17th of October 2024. Timestamp. 1 hour, 11 minutes, 10 seconds. I'm also going to take a screenshot of the transcript, so you can actually see, okay, you can actually see the transcript. And I'm going to highlight it in yellow. So this is just to confirm and make sure, okay, that the people out there who sit on their streams, okay, need to understand that when you talk shit, it just shows that you don't do any research. I have been calling this from day one, right? There's been no transparency. And I was calling this way, way, way before people actually started fucking paying attention. And people ignored me. I get that. I can understand that. But I told you guys that they received monies to complete the fence way before November. And yes, I made a mistake. I thought it was November, but it wasn't. It was October. Okay, so yeah. What do they say now? Eh? You see, I mean, like, either people don't pay attention to what's being said because of one reason or the other, or you don't care, or you just want to make noise. Whereas I like truth and facts. And the fact that I have just shown and proven to you, right, about Grappo making false accusations, and these guys talking about donations and everything else, but the fact that they already had the money for the fence way before the Christmas grift and everything else. So it makes you think, why would if you listen a little bit more, right, I want you to listen very carefully for the next couple of seconds, and on replay you can play it back. Okay, this is pre-recorded, right? Okay, so this is not directly from it's not live, it is pre-recorded. So enjoy. Just listen. I'm gonna start it again. But this time I'm gonna let it play through. So you understand what's going on. Okay? And I'm gonna let's start from 1 hour 10 minutes, shall we? Okay, so enjoy. Remember, pay attention.
Watch him
No,
now.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing.
I've actually talked to Lisa about it and apologized to her about it. She's like, stop it.
Yeah, cut it out. Stop it. But anyway, so then the other thing they're saying is, oh, the money that's coming in, I'm making money off of people that are donating or whatever or trying to help out. The only look, I have Lowe's cards. Yes, some cash has come in. Some actually. Hold on, wait, I gotta stop. Let me rephrase that because today, the fence is completely taken care of,
Sweet.
and not only that. See, I think she's watching.
Who?
I just got chilled. I'm gonna start. Dang it! Damn it! That was a big donation today. That she's gonna get a lot of the stuff for her barn taken care of. Yes. So.
Did you hear that? This is in October, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, October. All right. Think about it. Think about it. Now, honesty, transparency. To be perfectly honest with you, when it comes to transparency, all we need to do is listen. Because they're fucking giving it up themselves. They haven't shown any receipts, nothing. But what they have done, they verbally confirmed. So basically, a large donation at 1 hour 11 minutes 33. She states in that comment, was a big donation today, and she's going to get a lot of that stuff for the barn taken care of. Yes, and she's listening. I know she's listening. She's probably like, "What? Yeah." So the fence is taken care of. Oh, and yeah, I want you to carry on listening. Carry on listening.
Oh, and she's listening. I know she's listening. She's probably like, "What?" Yeah. So the fence is taken care of. The sealant, the
All the stuff we put up.
Yes. And there was a nice donation today. Very, very generous, nice donation today that I literally had to check on it. Yeah. See, I knew she's listening. I had to check on it and say, "Did you just send me that?" Because I was like, "Was that a mistake?" But yeah. Anything, it's definitely a very good start. Let's put it that way. I have no idea what the because I don't have a full list yet. Hello, need the list. But it's a very good start. And
This is awesome.
yeah, I was like, no freaking way. So no, actually, it was not her. Kirsty, it was not her. But yeah,
and there you go. Fully confirmed. Fully confirmed that they received all funds for the fence, like I've been saying, right, way before the big grift. And basically, they used the grift for more money to get the fence because they did it so quick and moved on so quick from that part that probably people didn't pay that much attention to it because they mentioned the barn. And if you didn't listen very carefully, you would think that they received all the monies for the barn or a lump sum for the barn. And they dropped the fence in extremely quickly. So unless you are paying really close attention and you're following them as you know, or you stop it, record, rewind, play again, stop it, replay. You have to be really quick off the mark to actually catch it, right? Because I went past it twice doing research because I knew there was proof. I knew that they said it, and I knew that they made statements to the effect. So there you go. Just to show you all out there that like all you have to do is step out of the box, step away from your arrogance and your egos, and do your research. And funny enough, you'll find them in their own lives. So how are they going to get out of this one now? Oh yes. Oh yeah. No, they're not getting out of this one now because they've just gave you the evidence that they've lied. They've been dishonest. They received the monies in October. This is from October the 17th. It has got over 3,900 views. Just saying. Just saying. I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, there's definitely more to come. I haven't, like I said a few weeks ago, the gloves will come off and I'm just warming up. If you seriously think that I have, you know, that this is all emotional, no, it's not. I'm showing you a little side. I'm showing you a little bit about what I'm capable of when people press the wrong, when not press the wrong button. I say when people lie and spread false rumors and treat other people with discontent. So I'm going to put a little bit of my knowledge and my research techniques. I'm going to put that to work. And ladies and gentlemen, this is now the second time. Yeah, the second time I've properly stated, about, it's time to actually put people on the spotlight. Oh, and and just for the record, I haven't even fucking warmed up yet. Like I said, I'm only getting started. And these individuals who cause all this, they only bring it onto themselves. They're only bringing it on themselves. Because, like I said, sometimes your mouth is engaged before your brain. And sometimes, or most of the time, a lot of these people make big mistakes. Technically, right now, what they should be doing is going through every single video and listening to their own videos. Right?
You want to make me the villain? Fine. I'll be the villain in your story. Just don't forget the fucking chapter where you created me.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The facts speak louder than people talking out of their mouth without engaging the brain. Now, you've heard it. You heard it from the horse's mouth, ritually. You've seen the transcript. You've listened to what there was said, and it followed the transcript, word for word. That's from the live stream of October the 17th, 2024. And it starts at 1 hour, 6 minutes and goes all the way until 1 hour, 12. So now, turn around and call me a bullshit. Now accuse me of making crap up. Now turn around and saying that I'm just making a mountain out of a molehill. If I can catch out Bruce Matskin in his lies, means I can catch everyone out in their lies. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter how much influence you've got, no matter how many subs you got. What I've just shown you, this is now the second time I've proven people wrong by their own words, by their own comments, by their own statements. And I've been saying this from day one. The facts speak louder than just someone sitting on their platform flapping them gums that from that freaking hole in their head called a mouth. Sometimes it's better to just show facts and proof. And that's what I've been about, and that is what I am. I'm here for the facts, the truth, and the evidence. And at the end of the day, you guys outside, you guys in here, and everyone else who watches this live stream on replay, remember one thing. Actions speak louder. No. Words speak louder than action. And the fact that these people have sat on their platform from the beginning of the last year, have lied through their teeth, and have basically taken money from people way after they already had the money for the fence, and were basically grifting gift cards and everything else for the fence and for the barnuminium. Debbie stated the 56,000 was for the barnuminium. Where is the 56,000? Oh, let's remind ourselves. That 56,000 was for me to do what I needed to do with it. That was not for the barnuminium. Interesting. And I find it very interesting that only me is now going around going, oh, you know, this and that and everything. Oh, I'm going to sue you because you called me a coward. Hey, David, you're a coward. You're spineless. And I'm in the UK. Come and sue me. Because here's the thing. Freedom of expression, freedom of speech. If I call you an arsehole, it's freedom of speech. As long as I not do it on the street in front of people or around people, because then that comes under Section 5 of the Public Order Act. You see? You are your own worst nightmare. People tried to help you. People tried to support you and get you away from giving your well-earned or whatever money you have. Yeah? You may, fine, you wanted to help. Your generosity was for a good thing. You wanted to help that child. And I appreciate that. And a lot of people do. But you gave it to the wrong people. You gave it to the people who have sat on their platform from day one and have grifted, have lied through their teeth, never shown any transparency. All right? So here's a word of advice to everyone who wants to take my content and use it for themselves, because they're too lazy to get off their fat asses and actually do the research themselves. Just remember where this information came from, where the facts came from, where the truth came from, where the evidence came from. Because I've been saying this from day one, and this is probably going to be the last time I'm going to mention this, because at the end of the day, right, I'm not going to waste my time on you guys out there who think that, like, you know, it doesn't matter, because you're just you're the part of the problem, not part of the solution. The fact that people go in there and give them money or donate and everything else, all the donations and everything they have received, okay, I really do hope that the IRS do a audit on them and do like a little bit of a background check on bank accounts and everything else. And here's another thing. I wonder if Gabe, who has to pay restitution, has already paid it. And if he's already paid it, then the money that was donated to the Krampons, right, was wrongly used. So therefore, right, it's fraud. And I believe that comes under state and federal RICO, doesn't it? So today, you've heard facts. You've seen proof. Isn't it nice, that there's someone on the other side of the world who can see your downfalls and then prove you wrong? Isn't it fantastic? Misa Lady, do me a favor. Please do not put people's names in here. Thank you. All right. And I appreciate, you know, people come after each other, but sometimes you have to, you know, just ignore or you have to learn to ignore people. Okay. You have to learn to ignore people who come to attack you, because that's one thing I've noticed with a lot of individuals who are one way or the other involved in this, that they will attack people like you, Missy, people, you know, and other individuals, right? Because the thing is, they've got like a following who are idiots, and they will attack people. Because the thing is, once you get too close to the truth, or you start affecting their credibility because of their lies, and you call them out on their lies, and you confront them with factual proof of their lies and hypocrisy and everything else, you know. Now, at the end of the day, right, only me, aka David the Donor, right, it is his own problem, his own responsibility. He was warned, he was advised not to willy-nilly just give these people money. He went into multiple different streams and gave memberships. He gave super chats. He gave people money. That's his own problem, his own responsibility. One thing I need to say to everyone: people need to grow thicker skin. then you need to grow thicker skin. If you allow people to get under your skin and affect you emotionally because of what they say, right, it's only going to go around in a circle. At the end of the day, if people make allegations or statements against you, they need to prove those allegations and statements. So therefore, they need to put the facts up there. The perfect example, even though I'm not going to mention this absolute clown of a cockwomble, the other day on Facebook, I was accused of making an anonymous post. Even though in the past, I've mentioned this already, even though in the past I've made a couple. And I just basically put it down to I just made it simple for the individual. I went, well, if you think I wrote this post, report it. And then when you get the information back that so-and-so and so-and-so has been told that their post has been taken down, I want you to show it. Because one thing one thing people are going to make a mistake is that if you edit any type of message from Facebook, we're going to know. And then I sarcastically, in every single anonymous, I made sure that that person knew that I didn't do it. And I used to put in a hashtag not me. And I enjoyed that. I was extremely entertained. And the fact that that person then in the end blocked me, because obviously it was, you know, they bit off a little bit too much and didn't realize that I can play that mind games as well. Don't you find that interesting? Now, when it comes back to the donor, okay, Tug said it perfectly last night, and he said it the other day in his stream, right? Only me is a coward. He needs to stand up for himself. I don't believe that he was given the correct information. I don't believe that he was shown. And if he was shown the correct information of what they'd done with their donations, why did Lisa Rabusi then say on her stream that £56,000 or dollars or whatever you want to call it, all right, was for her to do what she needed to do with? That's basically saying, thanks very much for the 56 grand. I'm now 56 grand richer. And why haven't we heard from? Why haven't we seen any activity with the barnuminium or anything else, or any proof of what money's gone where? All we have seen, right, is the fence, practical, factual. That's transparency. We've seen the fence. It's fact. It's up, right? We've seen flags they've done from each platform, which is a waste of money. They've probably cost 100 or God knows how much. Christmas decorations, okay, fine. Some lights, yeah, all right, not a problem. But these blow up Christmas decorations and everything else, they're not cheap. And then buying gifts for Cook and everyone else, I thought the money the donations were for HG to have a very good Christmas. And then just a few days before that was going to happen, suddenly, right, there's 5 more kids or 6 more kids involved. So now, right, they were grifting for more money for the other kids. But if you go back to June, or if you go back to the beginning of the year, there was no contact between the Krampons and Lionette Preston. It sort of middled itself into that. And then suddenly, around mid-year, you've got these idiots suddenly appearing on that platform. So you can see how it sort of expanded itself. You can see the way everything started to build up on that platform. It went from basic. They were going on about Guapo. They were going on about Jeremy. They were going on about this and that. You know, they were attacking some native lady called Barb and everything else. Before that, all you have to do, this is with anyone who sits on a platform and attacks people with no factual proof, but it's just verbal. All you have to do is go back in time and start looking at their own platform. That's all you have to do. Now, $56,000 or £56,000, that's $70,000 roughly. Okay, that ritually could convert that barnuminium into a space station. I mean, it ritually could like everything modernized and that, and you would still have change at the end of the day. And one thing that which is very alarming is that Lynette Preston had no access, or all the donations and everything else went through one platform. Considering Lynette Preston has got her own YouTube channel, that she's got her own GoFundMe or whatever, okay? The amount of GoFundMe she did prior to that is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I've never seen anyone grift or do that many GoFundMes, and I mean, it is just absolute insanity. And the fact that some people don't even come to the realization of like how much money has been grifted for simplest excuses, but there they are, right, in a flea market with a stall, and some of that stuff in there is not cheap. People have done some research on some of the furniture and some of the stands in there. That's not cheap. Did they get it for secondhand or anything else? Perfect example, that towing system on the back of the car, what John Cook showed. That's not a cheap towing system. That's a couple of hundred, probably $1,000's worth. The hypocrisy about, oh, no one can be anywhere near the child. No one should be recording child. But there you got like Biscuit Boy record. You see, all this people ignore. They just want to see the drama, the toxicity, the and the airs. But you don't look at the bigger picture. And then people wonder why, where I draw the line, I go, no, I don't care. Don't care what you got to say. Not interested. But today, you have seen firsthand what I've been saying all this time is factually 100% fact. Strange, isn't it? It's strange that a Welshman from the United Kingdom, from Europe, can point out the discrepancies of multiple people on his platforms, and then be dragged through the crap by multiple platforms, but still sit here and prove them wrong. But still, people will carry on believing what they what they want to believe. Now, attacks on people that I associate myself with, who are friends of mine. There are a lot of people who've been attacked. Mussy Lady for one. Daniel is another one. Squid, another one. My Pretty, another one. All these people have been dragged through the crap because of what? Because of an ego, right? Even I've been dragged through the crap by a lot of parties because I've hit a nerve, because they know they've been caught with their pants down, and they don't like that. They lose face. The thing is, people will go, well, hang on a minute. You're saying this about Spawntrooper or Spud Plumper or whatever you want to call me, right? And you're saying this about him, this, and this, but he's just showing the complete opposite, and it's actually factual. Because, like, at the end of the day, why would I make something up when it's very easy to just take a screenshot of what someone said? And I get it. People will talk. People will, like Daniel will talk about stuff. Missy Lady will talk about stuff. Squid will talk about stuff. My Pretty will talk about stuff. I will talk about stuff. Toggle will talk about stuff. Megan Fox will talk about stuff. Everyone will talk about stuff. Because they are human beings. And if something pisses them off or something irritates them, or they need to get something off their chest, they will do so. And yes, there is a connection, and it can destroy people. People can be afraid to be themselves, so they just delete that, or they never go live again, or they never do anything on their platform. But the moment you confront people, you become the bad guy. You become the drama queen. You become the person who's causing all the drama. Well, hey, newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a fucking theater. This is not a stage. This is a platform where you can hear the opinion of someone who believes that other people are not being honest. That is the biggest issue. People will sit there and they will go, yeah, no, you're wrong, you're lying, you're drama this, drama that, drama. Oh, look, he's getting emotional. No, there's no emotion. How can you be emotional when you're showing people facts? How can you be emotional when you're actually putting your opinion across? I'll tell you what's emotional is when you are trying so freaking hard to berate and harass and lie about an individual to a point where they have doubts about if they want to continue as a creator. Now, there's a lot of channels that are very small. I'm very small. I'm a beginner, and the thing is, my intention would never to go live. To be perfectly honest with you, if you go back to the original beginning, when I was on people's platforms and when I was talking in general, you know full well that it wasn't my intention to go live, but people wanted me to go live because they enjoyed my content. And the minute I started doing games, right, there was a little guilt trips being brought in. At first, I was like, "Oh shit, is this part of YouTube? Or is this? Oh crap, no!" And in the end, I just ignored it. What I have gained from being here on this platform, and everyone else should think the same way. That goes for you, Daniel, Muzi Lady, and everyone else. Is that you create your own individual content, your unique insight of whatever you're talking about. All right. And Daniel, I just seen your comment. You go live whenever you want, Sunshine. You go live and you sit on your platform and you speak about anything you like, as long as obviously you don't break the terms and guidelines of the YouTube, right? And you go live. Don't worry about if people are watching or not. Don't worry if people talk about you or not, because here's the thing, right? Behind every successful person, there are haters. And if they talk about you, right, you're getting free publicity. That's what you need to remember. And today, what I've done is shown you facts yet again. This is now the second time I've done this type of live stream, and this is the second time I've shown you factual proof. So ask me a question about, oh, do you just make that shit up, or you just go around trying to cause drama? Or no, this is not a theater. We're talking about the indecent behavior of multiple people across the board. The fact that a group of people set up a organized group to try to character assassinate and ruin someone's life just because they aired their daily life. The fact that they mocked and found it funny that George, for example, had medical issues and she had to go to Ohio. They thought it was funny. They thought it was amusing. But here's the thing: the minute something happens to them and you judge them, you're the bad guy. Oh, you've done wrong. Oh, you should have done that. Oh no, and then you get all these people going, "Oh no, what you did is wrong. What you're saying is wrong." But it's okay for them. These individual groups, it's okay for them to do and say what they like. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you guys out there are telling me? It's okay for one side to attack and berate and insult and spread rumors and lies and everything else. That's okay. But when it happens on the other side, it's all, oh, you can't do that. Do you know how many times people have guilt tripped me and tried to use emotional blackmail to well, let's not say blackmail because we don't want someone to go, oh, fucking hell, he's blackmail. All right. Used emotional manipulation to try and change my way of direction. And look, I get it, right? People will, they have their opinion about individuals. And if they don't want to be part or be piggy in the middle, I get that. I respect that. But at the end of the day, there's only so far a person can be pushed before they actually start pushing back. And the thing is, when you push me, I will push back and I will make sure that you end up on your ass. Not physically, but with proof, facts, and evidence. And I've been doing that from day one. And the fact that people have gone out their way to actually use stuff that I have researched, and I prove to you categorically that video about Armenia, about Deuce Boy, okay, that originally came from me. So why? And this is my whole point. This is my whole point. Every time I say, guys, look, step out of that box, step out of the blinders that you got on. I know that you get involved emotionally in the situations, and I get that. I respect that. And please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is that, excuse me, sometimes it's good to step away from the situation, take a breather, come back, look at it at a different angle, look at it at a bigger picture. Because what you'll see is exactly what I have just proven to you. That what I've been saying has been factual. And I'm not trying to defend myself. I'm not trying to convince people, go, hey, look, everything I say is true. Right? 90% it is. 10% is my own personal opinion. And if I'm wrong, I'll put my hands up. I didn't have to apologize to Daniel a couple of weeks ago when I spoke about him when he came in here. I didn't have to talk about him, or I didn't have to apologize about him or apologize to him. But I did it because the connection, because of what happened. And I can tell you one thing now. I don't know when I'm going to do it. Who knows? It depends how I feel. But I can assure you, what you heard about that situation a few weeks ago, right? Who knows? Who knows? But there's going to be proof and facts and evidence. But who knows when I decide to do it? It depends. See how I feel. I mean, I may have like a really good day and decide to, just out of lols or out of spite or just being sarcastic, just, show you a little bit more evidence that I've got. You see, people now need to be very careful. People needed to be very, very careful what they say, what they post, all right, because it's going to come back to bite them in the ass. And I'm going to make sure that that happens because I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be looking. Everything that people do from now on and in the past, present, future, right? Because I think it's about time that people feel and understand that it's not good. It's not okay to go and belittle someone, attack someone, berate someone, harass someone, right? And then lie about people. And then just sit there and not show any type of evidence. Tonight, or today, this morning, right? Yet again, you have seen factual proof. You've heard it from the horse's mouth. And ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, your honor, Wookiees, Ewoks, humanoids, I rest my case. There you go. How factual was that? How many people in here were doubtful that what I was saying about them, right, were that what I've been saying over the months and months and months about transparency and the fact that they already had all the money, right? And the anonymous donor, by the way, was only me. But there was a lot of people who were like very doubtful that I was actually correct in what I was saying. Interesting, don't you think? So there's a lot of people out there who were doubtful about what I was saying. Right? So I just thought I would how can I put it? Rub it in. Get that little bit of salt and just rub it into the wound. And then very sarcastically say, told you so. I'm not here to be vindictive. I'm not here to hate on anybody. I'm here to show you what people are like. And people, and then you've got David, Super Dave. I mean, who are you trying to convince? You are the last person who should open their mouth. I mean, the fact that only months ago, last year, you were playing the victim and then you used your mental health card, the little label, right? And then you even publicly stated that you stopped taking your medication, which is a silly thing to do if you've been given medication for your disability. And then next minute you're back on medication and everything else. And then suddenly you go quiet. you know, you attack people and you show emails, and basically what you did, you shot yourself in the foot by doing that. That's for fact. Okay. And then you got people like Bruce Matskin who said, oh, people have doxed him and everything else, but he's got websites, and, you know, all you have to do is put his name in Google, right? And you'll come across Matskin LLC. I mean, hello, you know, so does that mean the other day when Tamara decided, well, a couple of weeks ago, when Tamara decided to put up a post with the links to your company on LinkedIn and everything else, your wife basically doxed you. So why aren't you screaming blue murder about that? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, she's your manager now, isn't she? Funny. Keep it in the family. That's what they say. You know, so all these revolutions. Yeah, I mean, come on. Really. Who are you trying to fool? Who? I get it. People don't like me because of the way I cough and I swear and everything. But I'm a grown-ass man. And if you can't handle that, then why are you here? And the fact that you sit in the background or you lurk and 100% fact, you can sit there, you can do anything you like, but for fact, 100% fact, I'm saying it as it is, and it's true. And it's true. And you probably sit there going, yeah, you got me on that one. But you don't have the balls to say it publicly. But you know that I'm right. And and if you think this is, oh shit, oh, I don't know, he's kicking off now. No, I'm not. I'm not here. It's not hate. It's basically making sure that everyone's on the same page. As simple as that. But one thing I can say about all this bullshittery and all this crap is one thing I am very proud of is that I have stuck to my guns. Point one. Point two, I have met so many, and I mean so many nice people from around the world, from Australia, from America, from Canada, from Sweden, I mean around the globe. And that one thing I'm really proud of. Some people need a little bit of, education. Some people need to just relax and chill and not worry about whatever people think, because the moment you stop doing that is the moment you'll start realizing how much fun you can have. Right? Don't worry about whatever people think or say. At the end of the day, it's just jealousy and envy. That's it. If you've got 2 people or 10 people or 20 people or 30 people in your live stream and you're a small streamer, you're doing freaking well. And I've been told that by someone who's got over 500,000. Right? Because I am in contact with a couple of creators who I know, and one of them has actually told me, and this person is definitely over half a million, and this person has turned around to me and said, look, the less you pay attention to people, the more fun you're going to have. And I've had fun from day one. And I have. I mean, there has been a low point where I was like, crap, how do I do videos? And even through that period, I started learning how to do video editing. So again, thank you so much for the people who gave me that input. And that's what's important. But when you've got platforms who lie through their teeth, unfortunately for them, unfortunately for you and for me, right, they're dumb enough to leave all the evidence right there in front of you. And that's what you saw today. That's what you saw today. And there you go. So those are the facts. And like I said to everyone else, there's a lot of small creators and like, I mean, I had it thrown in my face, so we're not going to go back into that, but I had it in face. Like Eric, for example, has got more subscribers than me. And that comment there was like, what the fuck? Why would you say, what point are you trying to make? I have said from the get-go, it's quality, not quantity. And at the end of the day, if it takes me 2 years or 10 years to get to 1,000 or past 1,000 or whatever, then so be it. If I never achieve that goal, so be it. Because I'd rather be genuine and be upfront, and I'd be a platform where, where I can actually progress. That's important for me. And yes, this is a gaming platform. I mean, I've been neglecting playing games and live streaming games and stuff like that, right? But that's on me. Okay, that's not on anyone else's fault. That's on me. But I'm going to go to a comment where someone actually stated, when all this court case is done and over with, what content am I going to have? Obviously, some people either don't listen, don't want to listen, or ignore what people say. And one thing I can assure you of is that I have got a crap load of content. And in fact, in the future, I'm going to be doing a short first aid introductory. Basically, if people are interested in actually knowing what about first aid and, what it entails, and I'm not saying that people don't know, but, first aid changes. It's always being updated people say, oh, it's nearly every month. No, it's not. It could be weeks, days, certain things you can do, certain things you can't do. Like here in the UK, if someone is injured, you have to actually ask them, is it okay? I'm first aid trained. Can I assist you? And if they say no, yeah, then you've got a problem. Then but if there's unconscious, then obviously you can cover yourself with that one. But here's one thing you have to remember. All right, when I do stuff like this, I'm going to do the research. I'm going to contact a friend of mine in my last unit and see if I can get updated BCDT info. And obviously, I need to be careful what I show, but we're going to make sure it's updated. Okay, and that I strongly recommend to all of you, regardless of disabilities or anything else. All right, there are two things you should go do: basic first aid and infant first aid. And then once you've done that, okay, go and do advanced first aid. Right, go and do the next level, like first aid at work, for example, level 3, level 2, or level 1. Level 1 is the highest one. But start looking into it if you want to do something like that. Now, I've already seen. I've seen that. I watched that stream in detail, and I also watched his last one last night. And and 100%, I have to give Tug kudos. He hit the nail on the head, and he made some very, very truthful, factual comments. And you know what? Good on him. Do you know what? I sat there and I listened, and I was talking to other people as well. But in the end, I was so interested to hear what he had to say, because obviously he had connection issues, and he started sounding like a Dalek. Exterminate. And, so I wanted to pay attention to what he was saying. And as a father myself, Tug is probably one of the best people I could say I've come across. He's fantastic with his little ones, and, God bless him, and God bless them as well. And what he said is bang on. Bang on. There's no one who can convince me any different. Hello, sweetheart. Hi, what do you want? Yeah. Oh, hey, no, stay away from my foot. Yeah. There you go. Right. Sorry, I've just been visited by the pussycat. Go on off. Hey, go. There you go. I need to go and feed the dogs in a bit. Well, this afternoon anyway. Now, when it comes to, and I'm gonna point people out right now. Daniel, Missy Lady, right, and anyone else who's a small creator, and let me tell you right now. Okay, you create what you want to create. You are the oracle of knowledge from your perspective. All right. If you want to talk about topics, okay, then you talk about them. Obviously, make sure that you think before you speak and write down. And if you've got facts, then you show them. Right. If you're talking about like Daniel, if you're talking about computers, right, then talk about computers. Talk about your knowledge. And recently, that same thing goes for you. I've got the utmost respect for all of you, everyone I've met. But some people have strengths and some people have weaknesses. And when you notice weaknesses, I'm not going to beat around the bush and say this privately, because at the end of the day, I think being supportive to other people is very important. And all I can say is this: be yourself, ignore the negativity, and if they do come in, you've got moderators who can deal with that. And all you have to do is take the moderators to one side and say, look, guys, this is what I want you to do. I want you to stop this, 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 and this. And that's it. Let them do. And you just enjoy your stream. Okay? And that's it. Simple as. Yeah, I've seen that as well. Yeah, I've seen the pictures, Ken. Yeah. He came in, actual fact, he came into that stream last night, and I've got him blocked, but I knew that he was typing, and I thought, you absolute pleb. He just needs that attention. He needs that attention. And I'm glad I had him blocked. I don't see what he's typing, because like, I'd rather go and watch a tadpole have a shit, to be honest. I'd rather go to a pond and look at a tadpole and watch the tadpole have a shit. Right. And also, yeah, sorry, Daniel, but we're trying to avoid putting people's names, one thing I would, that's not a dig at you. I'm just saying, I don't want to see other people's names, if people change their names, or, they should have that privacy. Now, one thing I will say is this. All right, you've got moderators. I've got moderators, and one of them, he doesn't fuck around. Actual fact, I've got 4 who don't mess about. The others are honorary moderators. Okay, but just do your own thing. Ignore the negativity. They don't deserve your attention. Okay, and I just leave it at that. And look, sometimes that people will say things that get under your skin, and before you go live, just write it down. Write down how you feel, and then avoid talking about it. Simple. Like Missy Lady, I was in her stream the other day, and we were having a joke, and I was literally sending her voice messages, laughing, and right. Missy Lady is the nicest person you can come across. Daniel is the nicest person to come across. Eric, Squid, a lot of people I've come across, right, are the nice. They're very nice when you talk to them. There's other people I speak privately to, nicest people you'll ever come across, right? Just ignore the negativity, and you'll find that you'll enjoy it more. Okay, because that's what all. Because the reason they come at you is because they want to be able to control people's emotions and everything, and they know that you will react. And unless you show them, unless you react, right, they're just like fleas. They'll just leave after a while. They'll just die off after a while, and you just ignore them. All right, so just do your thing. Don't allow them to dictate how you behave or talk or stream. Yeah, right. Anyway, now people are going, well, what about you? What about me? Oh, wait a minute. I've just sent. Why do people? How do you? Oh, yeah, that's yeah, that's interesting. Wow, I've got some few massages. Wow. Right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. All right. So just remember, don't let these assholes grind you down. I mean, I had quite a few people approach me and they go, "Oh, you sound pissed off. You sound down. You sound this. You sound that." And I went, "No. The only thing that I try to do is I try not to get the way I am. I try not to become what I really am. And that's very assertive and very in your face, right? Because at the end of the day, I understand that some people, have like the attention span of a freaking goldfish. And other people want the attention because they know they'll get it. And there's other people, they just want to, make a mockery of your daily life. There's a lot of people on this platform. There are thousands and thousands of people on this platform, all the way from 1 or 2 subscribers, all the way up to 100, 300 million, right? And they seem to forget that this is not just as and when you turn up. This is a daily thing. You have to literally be on it every day. But the thing is, if you don't have your own personal content, right, and you take content from different things. Now, when you're covering court cases or you're covering like Squid and I, we cover NTSB stuff. That's different because what we're doing, we're collaborating in a situation or in a story that we both have interest in, which is good. But we do it on one platform, not on 2. All right. And I'm a type of person, I will say it as it is, because other people push me into being live. Now I'm here. I'm doing live streams. And at the end of the day, if you don't like what I'm saying, then don't give me reasons to say it. However, I will always have an opinion and factual opinions on things that I've seen and witnessed. That's the difference. And because there's a mentality, and I mean no disrespect to any American viewers right now, right? But you do have this mentality in the States that like the moment someone reacts to your BS or to your negativity, right, it's either harassment, it's either threatening or stalking or the libel or defamation or whatever, right? And then you play the victim. And there's a lot of people. I'm not singling one person or 2 people out. I'm pointing out a lot of people on different platforms, not just involving with what the hell's case that's going on, but other platforms. I've seen it with major platforms where the same thing happens. Just don't paint me with the same brush as someone else. I am a unique individual, just like everyone else is. All right. Now, one thing I will say is this. When you push someone and keep on pushing and pushing and pushing, it's only a matter of time before they go, right, okay, game time. And unfortunately for quite a lot of people, they've done that. And now it's time for me to, have fun. So just be aware, whenever I decide, I'm not sure when, it could be in the next couple of weeks, it could be, who knows? Right? But one thing I am going to make sure, absolutely sure, is that basically people's downfalls and mistakes and lies and deception and everything else on both sides of the coin are going to find out that I'm a person with not to fuck, especially on a personal level. And I'm not here for the hate. I'm not here for the toxicity. I'm not here for the negativity. I'm here for the truth and the facts. And if I have to prove people wrong by their own words and their own statements, then I assure you, I will do that. And today, you've seen that. Because a lot of people were doubting what I was saying. So you've seen the proof. You've got the evidence. And now here's a little message to the Krampons. You had every opportunity, Lisa and Tori, every opportunity over the last 9 months to show everybody evidence, facts, proof. But you decided not to. You used to twist and turn your narrative, your stories so much that people probably couldn't remember what you said half an hour ago. I proved that on my last stream yesterday. But you'll still sit on that platform. You'll still character assassinate and attack Jeremy Hells. and George and other people who actually did good. Everyone in regards to that trespass did the right thing that any God-fearing person should have done when it comes to another person, regardless if the person was a veteran or not. They did the right thing. And so did that Corporal Gregory. They all did the right thing. They removed Lloyd away from evil. They removed him away from any further possibility of being harmed in any shape or form. So may it be physically or psychologically. And the fact that so many people come up with so many lies in such a short period of time is just amazing. But you got so many people who will jump on that bandwagon and go, oh, yeah, fucking yeah. Right? But I called it way before. I even said that the trespass and the thumbnail are not going to go. They're going to get dismissed. They're going to go, gone. And look what happened. Because people didn't do the simple thing by going online and actually checking the law about tenants and landlords, about evictions and how much time people and who can help and who can go on a property to help them remove their personal property. You see, sometimes it's good to just keep your mouth shut, open your eyes, do the research, and you'll be very quick to come to the terms and go, backing out. Yep, you got a good point. All right, Kay, David, take care, sweetheart. Good to see you here. Thank you very much for coming. And that's the problem, right? A lot of people will flap their gums, but they won't do the research. They'll wait till someone else does a live stream about it, and then they'll listen to that, and then they'll copy it, but they'll just turn it into their own wording. And that's what's been happening. And the fact that this happened with a trespass, and then with the thumbnail, does anyone actually realize? No, Kate, you're more than welcome, sweetheart. You're more than welcome. I'm glad that you were happy with it. So thank you very much for being here, my sweet. Right, here's one thing you need to remember: the thumbnail case. Do you know that the thumbnail case, if that went through, and that would have become a very big topic, and that would have got news, but that would have got publicity quite quickly, because it would have affected everybody who sits on their platform going, oh yeah, fair, you're trying copyright, all that shit, right? I mean, I mentioned it a few weeks ago about people trying to get my information. Why are you so desperate to get my information, even though you've got everything wrong? But do you know that like that should send alarm bells to many people? But we'll come back onto that. Who knows? I don't know yet. See how I feel. Right? But the fact that those two cases were frivolous cases, right? I even said that nothing was going to happen way before some other people were mentioning it. Because the trespass one, which he called invasion, yeah. The fact that the Krampons actually had that document on their screen and not from Boy, but that means they were exchanging documents. And the fact that we know that there was emails exchanged between all these people, that means that there is more going on that people actually realize, because they don't pay attention to what's being said or done. I'm just pointing out the obvious here. So don't come at me and go, oh, we're going to Spawntrooper, spam people, fucking whatever you want to call me. Right? He's making big fucking waves and all that shit. No. What I'm doing is pointing out the mistakes and failures that you arseholes are doing on a daily basis every time you open your mouth. And today I have proven with 100% fact that everything I have said in the past has been bang on. And I don't even have to brag about it. I'm not bragging. I haven't got a big head. My ego's not, all I'm doing is proving the facts. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, then go to June the 7th, 2024, or go to the October the 17th, 2024 on their platform, before they delete those videos or unlist them. Hang on a minute. And go and look for yourself. Because at the end of the day, the only people who can 100% confirm, I can show you the facts and the proof and give you like 98% of confirmation. The only people who can confirm 100% that what's being said is factual and true is you. I've done the legwork for you. You heard it here. What else can I do? But anyway, on that note, we are now going to move on. And we're now going to chill out, talk, communicate with each other, and have a brew. Or whatever, how can I put it? Whatever beverage you like this time of the day or in the morning or in the evening. Go and grab yourself a good beverage, whatever you drink at the time of the day. And let's chill out and just talk. So just to bring this to an end, the actual topics, just to give you a quick thing, coerced control is a form of domestic abuse, and people of any gender can be abusive. If they, and by the way, before everyone throws their teddy out of the pram, right, any gender means basically it could be male, female, or other. Okay? If they were abusive when you were in a relationship, they might have carried on this behavior or might have started after you separated. It's not always easy to spot the signs of coercive control. With Guapo, it was like fucking tattooed on his forehead. So there you go. Anyway, guys, so welcome again to the stream. I do apologize that I haven't paid that much attention to chat, and I humbly do apologize. Hi, Kathy, by the way. And I hope that you understand what I've said, and no offense is intended to anyone I have named. And I hope that the information and the advice that I've gave you is helpful in the future. And we all need to remember that, our own actions speak way, way, way louder than the words, because it's very easy to sit there and flap your gums. But the minute you put word to paper, the minute you make statements and think that people haven't clocked it or didn't notice it, well, then you're going to come across people like me. If I have to sit and watch 18 videos and they're all 6 hours long, then I will sit there and watch 18 videos that are 6 hours long. I will sit there and watch and wait and read and do what I need to do to prove that you're a liar, that you're a hypocrite, that you are a bully, that you harass, that you stalk. All right, none of this, you just hearsay or whatever, just because someone drives past your property doesn't mean they're fucking stalking you, doesn't mean they're harassing you. It just means that they're driving down a public road. And that's what these fucking idiots have done over the last 6-7 months, probably even longer. But there you go. Anyway, guys, how are you doing? Moosey Lady, hi. SMN, Aussie Jen, Kay Davis is left. Debbie, Heidi, SMN, Debbie Webb, David Fox, Vicky, hi. Cafe, yes. Who else have we got? We got Panorama Computer. We got Daniel here. Who have I missed? Janet. Hi, Janet. Good to see you. Ken, how you doing, buddy? Who else have I missed? I've missed quite a few people. I do apologize. Where am I? Kim, hi. I probably missed quite a few people, actually. Kirby, hi, how you doing? Good to see you. Lisa, hello, darling. Hit me up on DMs, please, so I can help you. Why the hell have I got that tune in my head now? I can't see. Right. Anyway, yeah. So there you go. So get your brews and let's have. Have I missed someone? I'm sure I've. Oh, Eric. Eric, I hope you're still here. David Fox. Yeah. Hi, buddy. David. I hope you're behaving yourself, mate. Laura. Hi. A lot of stuff for them. For that bar. Yeah. Hi, Laura. Who else have we got? That was right at the beginning, actually. Oof, that's going back some. Wow, I got spot. Oh, and then we got Chrome Dome. Hi, Chrome Dome. Welcome to the stream. Who else we got? Squid was here at one point, so a star. Yeah, hello, darling. Squid was here. Obviously, she's probably gone back to bed because old age. Oh God, I'm in trouble if she is that. What was else? Yeah, and that's it, basically. So let's go back down to the beginning and hello. Right. Okay, so basically we have been streaming for nearly 2 hours. So that's not bad. Got all that out and done with basically under 2 hours. So yes. I'm gonna have a drink of Dr. Pepper because I think I need a drink now. Cool. Right, Lisa. Let me tell you something right now. If you involve my girls and you make jokes of my girls, I would have to then, I don't know, come up with a plan how to destroy you or make mockery of you or, help your husband hide in the shed. I don't know. I mean, oh, God, Lisa. He comes in here and makes mockery of my girls. Autobots, roll out. Cybertron. Bumblebee. Years. Do you know what? I was saying it last night. I think that Tug, right, should apply to become Optimus Prime's voice. Because at one point he did sound like freaking Optimus Prime. Oh shit, he's in competition with Yamaha Biker. But do you know, a lot of people I sort of talk to here and there, I do say hello to them, but if they don't respond, I don't really matter. But can you imagine these guys like playing different characters from Autobots, Transformers? That'd be freaking hilarious. If Shizzy could write up a story and then get like Yamaha Biker and a couple of other people playing different characters, right, and then giving them a script, can you imagine how funny that would be? Oh my God. Oh shit. Did I say that out loud? Oh well. There goes that idea. By the way, that was my idea if anyone steals it. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. So how is everyone today? There's 41 of you. Let's make sure that you hit that like button and, try to, it'll be nice, but yeah, I mean, you can't please everybody, but, remember to hit that like button if you want. Be nice because then it'll give me an idea if people actually enjoyed the stream today. But I think today was Big Dirt walks in and interesting. Good morning, Big Dirt. You missed it. You missed everything. You have to do replay, so you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. But yeah, it's my nerves are shot, but I'm okay. Heidi, you'll be okay. Positive vibes, girl. Positive vibes. All right, just think something positive and you'll be okay. Yeah. You have to be positive with it. I mean, like it's not that long now, and obviously, everything is going to come to an abrupt halt. I've got a funny feeling there's going to be a lot of people whining and crying at the end of this. Look, at the end of the day, right? Sometimes you'll win, sometimes you'll lose, and and this is my personal insight, if Jeremy Hales can walk with George, obviously with everyone else, I'm talking about Jeremy and George first. If they can walk away from this healthy, both physically and psychologically, and they can walk away from this, right, as the winners, right, which they are going to do, because the amount of evidence against everyone is just phenomenal, right? They are going to walk away from this as winners. I hope that if they do sell that property and they do move back to Ohio, or they move somewhere else, right, and they buy property, I hope they will be able to fulfill their dream that was initially done wanting to do in Florida, where they are now. And I hope that when they find a new place, is that they know what to do to protect themselves now from grifters and from people who just there. And I mean, you know, I'm not saying that Jeremy doesn't know how to do that. He does know how to do that, right? But I just wish them luck. And when it comes to Brett and Madam Mayor and everyone else who are doing countersuits, I wish them all the best. And I hope that well, not just hope, but I know for a fact they're going to walk away as a winner as well. Right? Because they got dragged through the crap just for doing something good. And obviously, thanks to Deuce Boy, Bruce Matskin, who created that, I hope that they throw the book at him. And he's still got sanctions to answer to, so that's going to be a good thing. And, you know, and to be perfectly honest with you, it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a good thing. And in regards of everyone else, the Krampons and everyone else, yeah. Hi, Marlin. Hi, Bigfoot. Bigfoot. Big dirt. Fucking hell. On the other part is that when all this is done and over with, right, a lot of people are going to be in a fetus position crying like a schoolgirl because of their mouth, their attitude, and their belief that the law can't touch them. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to the federal cases. All right, anyway, let's have a look at the chat. Big Dirt, I will replay for sure. Just woke up. Hi, WM. I'm a girl, Big Dirt. Hi, Aussie Jen. I'm glad I don't have Facebook. I'd never got Big Dirt. The two fat hogs were talking bad about you, bro. Oh, were they? Well, at least they were talking about me. So you know what they say, don't you? You know, lower than here. No. Hi, Marlin. How you doing, sweetheart? Them two twat walls can flock off. There you go. Perfect wording. They can flock in a different direction. Recently, who's Marlin? Laughing out. Good morning. Yeah, I mean, look, people can talk. People can talk. But here's the thing. When you get caught out in your own bullshit, oh dear, what are you going to do then? What excuse are you going to come up with there? Huh? What excuse? You could sit outside, lurk, and listen to what I got to say, and you know that what I've shown today, you're like going, oh shit, yep, we've been caught with our panties down, and there's no way you can dig yourself out of this one, because it's your own words, it is your own statements. What do you mean we're the worst? Let me point something out to you, Big Dirt. The Romans tried it. The Vikings tried it. The Spanish tried. The French tried. Okay, everyone has tried to control this country. And there's four. You got the Welsh, the Irish, the Scottish, and then, unfortunately, you got the English. Over the years, everyone has tried to control us. But what they came to when they came to the realization is that we fight each other, and if you try to invade us, try to control us, right, it's like a pressure cooker. You can only do so much before that pressure cooker goes pop. And when that pressure cooker goes pop, then everything about you just starts getting pushed out and getting pushed away. And, you know, look at the Romans, look at the Vikings, you know, look at the French. People think that we're wimps or cowards or something like that. They think that like we're not capable of looking after ourselves. Then here's one thing, okay? Ask yourself, why is it that the only Germans that were on this land in the Second World War, none of them survived? Well, 2 survived, but after that they passed away. But that's beside the point, right? Invading this country is probably the hardest thing in the world. We are outspoken, we say it as it is, and sometimes we don't use a filter. And a lot of people don't like that. And then when you get people trying to control the way we speak, the way we, you know, are, they soon find out that like walking away in small jerky movements is probably the best thing to do. Just saying. But I understand what you're saying, mate. I understand what you're saying. I get it. But like I said, I don't play around anymore, because at the end of the day, I think like, you know, being politically correct, yes, under certain circumstances. But this whole snowflake woke attitude, and, you know, people acting like they, you know, their feelings are being hurt when you say boo, you know, yeah. But I am going to be touching base with my pretty, because we're going to do a stream about some stuff. So that's going to be interesting. But do you know what? To be honest with you, I am absolutely knackered. The fact that I actually had to sit here and talk about those individuals who are basically the cause of all this negativity, not just them. So there's some on both sides of the coin. But the fact that I had to sit here and repeat and go through the same thing that I've been saying for a long time, and I hope that you guys now actually paid attention, because now we don't have to talk about it, because now, just by that one bit of proof, you know who's telling the truth. And they're now going to sit and Big Dirt, I don't care if they sit on a platform and talk about me. The more they talk about me, the less they're talking about anyone else, and they're not attacking anyone else. That's the good thing. Because what they're going to do? Say nasty words to me. Oh dear, oh poor boohoo me. Yeah, but anyway, there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream, because I don't think you were expecting this type of stream, were you? But on that note, I'm just one more time. I need to do this one more time. Just one more time.
You want to make me the villain? Fine. I'll be the villain.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Just one more time.
You want to make me the villain? Fine. I'll be the villain in your story. Just don't forget the fucking chapter where you created me.
One more time.
You want to make me the villain? Fine. I'll be the villain in your story. Just don't forget the fucking chapter where you created me.
There you go. I hope that makes sense. And on that note, I'm going to go and put the kettle on. So while I'm doing that, why don't you enjoy this?
They go public every night, selling drama on demand, with Krampons sitting on their ass and a dickie on hand. Fake tears falling, no, I'm just speaking truth, while they pocket super chats and exploit the loons. Gator rolls in, trying to act real cool, but he's stirring up heat, breaking all the rules. Haters in a circle, all bark, no bite, till Spawntrooper drops and it flips on the light. Spawntrooper, we bring truth and facts to the land. one. Deuces in the mix, spinning lies for the stream. He acts like a king, but his throne's just a meme. Dodging all the questions with a scripted phrase, trying to fool the crowd, but he's just a face. Bones Lacker's got a seat at the front of the show, putting up a front, but got nowhere to go. Guano's hiding in shadows, throwing shade in the chat. They all act tough, but Spawntrooper's on that. Spawntrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. Spawntrooper, he assess the situation at hand. Weak with this one. Now the people rise, no longer blind. The lies unravel one stream at a time. Truth's not merchant, don't come in packs. And Spawntroopers got receipts, not just attacks. He says turn off the feed, walk into the sun. This war for your mind, it's already begun. With clarity, blazing like a saber so bright. He leads the way through the digital night. Spawntroopers say, I see you playing, keeping up the show, spinning your stories, but the truth starts to flow. Your gators pull high like you're some kind of lord, but all you're doing is striking out with the faulty sword. You're no warrior, just a puppet on strings. Your fake crown don't mean a thing. The game's up now, you're out of move. Spawntroopers here to expose your grown trooper. He bring truth and facts to the land. Spawntrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. Then he say the words, truth don't kneel to no one man. Trooper, the force is weak with this one. One yai duet.
Truth will rise in the end, no place for deceit.
May grim unwind, get a whole group on. The force is weak with this whole bunch.
Trooper, he don't beat round the bush, man. He just say what he do and he mean what he say, man. Laid back boots in a hillside breeze, sipping Dr. Pepper with his dragon at ease. Loofah, loofah, he like many gifts of the loofah. Loofah, loofah, leaves him hanging in his barracks like a banner. He scrubs truth into the skin of the land with a daffodil smile and a calloused hand. Don't mess with the Englishman, I mean the Irishman. Wait, the Scottish man. Oh shit, I mean the Welshman. He'll give you a stare and a proverb too, then vanish on a mountain like the mist do. He don't need no war, no heavy command, just a melody line and a sponge in hand. When Babylon's stress tries to ruin his calm, he just hums and he scrubs like a loofah bomb. Loofah, loofah, he's the hillside soother. Trooper, trooper, the trilpa mover. He sings what he means and he means what he says. Spawntrooper got the grime of the world washed away. Spawntrooper, he don't beat round, he just be round. Loofah man, cleaning the vibe of the whole damn land. Trooper, trooper, loofah man, cleaning the vibe of the whole damn land.
Yes, and there is the song, The Loofah Man. Oh, people, shut up, you. People missed the Loofah song, so I thought, wait a minute. So I thought, out of respect, I should play the Luther song this morning. And welcome to any newcomers who've come in. And on replay, you're going to have a couple of eye-opening reservation. Well, okay, you know what I mean. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I think it was about time that, their own words were put out there. So another hat trick done. Basically, let's see how they get out of this one, because they said it themselves. And that was in October, ladies and gents. That was in October, yes. But anyway, conversations in DMs are now done. All right, anyway, so, let's move on to the next part. Where are we? What are we doing? Oh, dear. It is the question and answer. So, guys, feel free to think about what you want to ask and go ahead and ask the questions. Make sure that you, at my name, make sure it's highlighted, and then put a Q behind that and then ask your question. And let's try to keep the questions, decent, and let's not ask, questions about my sheep are void and out of bounds for all of you, especially you, Big Dirt. And and so, yes, and I hope that after watching this stream that you've actually come to realizations that, if you'd actually pay more attention, you'd actually hear the truth a little bit more than people have. So hopefully this has helped you open your eyes a little bit wider in regards to this. And at the end of the day, again, a big shout out to Tug for saying it as it is. Well done on that. And here's a little bit of advice for only me. I think that you need to listen to people who are trying to help you from becoming the old cash cow that you've become for these people. They don't deserve your money. I'd rather you put your money, or if you want to donate something, then donate it to combat stress or to SAFA or to try to get homeless veterans into accommodation, even if it's temporary, but it's still a roof over their head, and help them get back on their feet, or to people with real mental health issues that need that support, and start helping them, because there are people out there who genuinely need the help. They need professional assistance, and it's only fair if you're going to waste your money or spend your money in such a way, then put it to good use. And to the person who's DMing me, we've already discussed this. Please stop. Anyway, so yeah, one thing I can't do, I can't fix everything. I can't address everything. But I can assure you, if I do address it, I'm going to make sure that there's facts and proof. So there you go. It is a shame. It is sad that's Kelly. Hi. Do I want to annoying ass cat? Hang on a minute. 1 second, Kelly. Hey, you. Do you want a sister or a brother? Oh, shit. No, it's okay. It's okay. They don't. Yeah, we go. Yes. I think that's a no. Hi, Kelly. No, good to see you again, Kelly. It's been a while. I hope you're doing okay. And what's your cat done? Why do I have a funny feeling your cat's richly destroyed your home? Or, but good to see you again, Kelly. Everybody say hello to Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Question, right. So that's a no. But, I love animals, cats and dogs. Right. Daniel, Spawntrooper, is there an organization like the American Red Cross in the UK? Right. Right, Daniel, every country has their own designated Red Cross. Like in America, you'd have the American Red Cross. Here in England or in the UK or here in Wales or in Scotland, it doesn't matter. It'll be, it'll be the British Red Cross. In Germany, it'll be the Deutsche Rote Kreuz. In France, it'll be La Coeur de Rouge. So in every country, you will have a representation of the Red Cross. Even in countries like Saudi Arabia and it's not the Red Cross; it's called the Red Crescent. Right. So, but yeah, the Red Cross is all over the world, mate. Kathy Stewart, Spawntrooper, are you telling us that you can't solve the problem of the world? Okay, come here. Come closer. Right, listen. I could solve a lot of issues in the world if I had power. Now, what you have to understand, Kathy, when power comes with a lot of responsibility, and unfortunately there are people out there who have the power, but they're not responsible or they don't know what to do. Now, half the issues that the world's got, or multiple countries have got, is the fact that corruption and the lack of intelligence and just down outright stupidity, right? This is why we got these problems. Now, if I was able to, oh yeah, I would. There's a lot of things I would solve. A lot of things. Good question. But unfortunately, I don't have the ability or the power to solve all the problems in the world. Thank you. Spawntrooper, do you need sunglasses from all that bright light glare? What, of the spotlight? No, I'm good. I am good. But thanks very much. Spawn, I was on the street and homeless after I got back from Nam. I was treated like a disease. Yeah, that is very unfortunate. And this is the thing about people who are homeless or people who've been homeless. Everyone has their different reasons of unfortunately being homeless. It could be, mental health. It could be drugs. It could be alcohol. It could be a combination of all three. It could be, not the like for some veterans, it could be the inability to be around people because of experiences they've had. In the 60s, 70s, during the Vietnam War, people were coming back after a 9-month tour, 365-day tour, and they were coming back into the world, and and basically they just got shut upon. They got treated with discontent, and they got spat at, and a lot of guys who came back couldn't cope or had struggled, and unfortunately, soldiers or veterans, either they volunteered to go back and do multiple tours and just felt they were safer or more welcome back in the theater, back in country, or or they just sort of like turn themselves into hermits. And unfortunately, a lot of civilians or a lot of people who haven't served don't understand that when you join the military, you are systematically taken apart and rebuilt as a fighting machine. And you become institutionalized, and it doesn't matter how long you're in, by the time you come back out, your way of life, right, is down the line, and civilians don't understand that, like timekeeping and attitude, approach of, dealing with problems and stuff like that. And there's a lot of psychological issues going on, because coming out of the military and going into Civvy Street, it's a scary world. Everyone deals with it differently. Everyone approaches it differently. Some people have the support system there for them, families, friends, wife, partners, and that. And some people don't, and they turn to the easiest thing they can get their hands on: alcohol, or drugs, or violence, or crime. And that's happened from day one, ever since soldiers. I mean, look at the French Revolution. When the French soldiers came back from 4 or 5 years of fighting, and they ended up having to deal with students in Paris. And many films have been made of this, Les Miserables, for example. And the troops which he had to fight in the streets of Paris, and they were fighting students. And they didn't hold back, because they just come back from a battlefield. You know, a lot of them were dying of dysentery, or they were ill, you know. So it's very important to look after your soldiers, or male, you know, the boys and girls of any arms, because at the end of the day, they've gone through a lifestyle that you haven't. So understanding where they're coming from is very important, especially the ones from the 60s and 70s, and from people who served in Vietnam or served in Korea, you know. Yeah. But anyway, do a little bit of research and go to British Legion, go to, you know, the veterans clubs, and sit down and just listen to the conversations, ask questions, and you'll be very, very surprised of what you hear. And some stories you will hear, they're so out of this world, you'd think that they're making them up, but I can assure you they're not. Right, where are we? When you do the first aid stream, can you cover the seizures first aid? There are so many people that do things wrong. Yeah, I mean, I'll talk to you in regards to that, because there's different types of seizures. You know, one of them that a lot of people in the old days, especially epileptic seizures, people were like, oh, get a spoon and hold the tongue back. No. The best thing to do when someone's having a seizure, make sure there's nothing around them that can cause any further injury to them, and try to, you know, if you think that they're biting the tongue or something like that, you need to stabilize and wait until the seizure's over, because at the end of the day, you don't know what type of seizure it is. If you're not a doctor, or if you don't know and you can't analyze, you just need to make sure that they're comfortable, and obviously recovery position. And one thing you need to remember, when people have seizures or blackout or something like that, sometimes they'll lose the how can I put this in a nice way? They will soil themselves. So, and to keep the dignity, sometimes it's good to, you know, get a blanket, get a jacket, or get a tablecloth and just cover them, you know, for dignity, and, you know, and it happens and there's nothing you can do. People with epileptic fit usually have a bracelet, or they have something on them that identifies them as a patient with seizures. But yeah, we can go into that. You know, I can talk to you at some point, Killian, and we can have a chat about that. What else have we got? Question: when you do the fight, okay, can I help? I can help you. Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely touch base with you. Host Picker, hi Host Picker. Welcome to the stream. What else have we got? Good morning, Spawntrooper and chat. No notifications. Yeah, I'm sorry, great. I do apologize. I mean, that's YouTube, and I do apologize. It was quite an early start and a spontaneous one as well. What else have we got? I feel that when servicemen and women, when they come back from war, they are tossed back out and into the world, and some are kicked to the curb. Well, the thing is, it's like they do get support in house. There are support programs that do help people when they come back from deployments and stuff like that, especially if they've been through traumatic, say if they lost buddies and battle buddies and stuff like that. You know, there is a system in place that supports them. It's just, the thing is, you got that stubbornness. People don't want to sit there and say, yeah, I've got a problem. And that's the biggest hurdle that guys and girls need to get over. You need to talk about it. You need to get out of yourself. You need to get that support. I knew a man that came home but still fought the war every day. till you pass away. That's so sad to hear. Thank you, Debbie, for that one. Yeah, some people will. Some people will. Spawntrooper, could you help me in the first aid and such as I have? There's things I can help with, but that's definitely something I can't help. You'd have to seek professional advice on that one, Lucy Lady. Because if I gave you advice and it's wrong advice, yeah, that makes me liable and that can cause a lot of problems. So I would suggest if you've got that issue like with blackouts and something like that, I would strongly recommend that you contact 111 or you talk to your doctors and try to get some advice from them how you can deal with it, you know, and also or maybe talk to them about getting some sort of like support animal who can give you the pre-warnings of any possible seizures coming in or blackouts that are coming in. But I can't give you, legally, I cannot give you any type of advice on that. I can talk about it, but I can't give you advice on that. I can suggest, but again, I can't give advice on a legal standpoint. This is why I point out, you know, if you're going to do anything in first aid wise, it's always best to, you know, go and do the courses, find out where that you can get free courses sometimes, or you can go to different groups. You can even go to St. John's Ambulance or to Red Cross and ask them if they got courses and that. Well, then I would get a second opinion, Lucy Lady. That's the best advice I can give you. You know, get second, you know, ask for advice, Kelly Cox-Schmidt. I hope that helps. I hope that gives you a bit of insight of the best way to deal with that, Lucy Lady. Kelly, I know I have seizures. You forgot 5 minute the 5 minute rule. If the seizures last minute is 5 minutes, then when you call 911, seizures will cause memory issues. So my memory is a shot. Yeah. Like I said, when it comes to seizures, I'm not like the all-knowing oracle, but I do know that when it comes to seizures, you need to make sure that the person who's having a seizure is not surrounded by anything that can cause further injury, and also to make sure that, like, you know, that once the seizure's over, you put them in a recovery position. Now, the 5 minute rule, I have to refresh my memory on that one. You know, like I said, I am not the all-knowing oracle. But I have heard about the 5 minute rule, because the thing is, it's after seizures, I believe. Like, someone can have a seizure. From what I can remember, that a seizure can happen, and then once the person then calms down from the seizure, there could be after seizures that pop in, and they're not as bad, but they are still classed as seizures, and that's why you got a 5 minute rule. Tell me if I'm wrong, Kelly. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kelly, I know all about seizures. The brother of mine stepped on my neck. Oof. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely be looking into another sort of like an introductory, you know, give a little bit of input about first aid courses. But you need to, at the end of the day, I can't sit here and take you through a first aid course. One, liability. Two is, no, not going to happen. What I can do is point you in the right direction, give you a bit of insight like I did the other day. And it'll be entirely up to you as an individual to, you know, if you are in doubt about your own condition, right? You've got a doctor, you've got every right to ask your doctor. And if you've got issues about asking your doctor, then you ask for a second opinion. Sometimes it's good to see the nurse first, because nurses are qualified and trained to give some advice, but a doctor is, you know, that's the main goal. First aid courses, there are multiple first aid courses. Morning, Swin. There are multiple first aid courses that you can do. All right, the basic first aid course is quite good. You can do advanced first aid course where you learn how to use the defib, which is an AED. Right, it's an automated electronic device, and basically it's got the paddles and everything. And it's got all the equipment in it, and usually they hang on walls in different places, like public places. You can do a course on how to use that correctly, and basically that's got an idiot's guide on it. It actually tells you what to do. You can learn everything from CPR to, how to, heavy bleeding. You learn stuff like that. Then you've got first aid at work. Here in the UK, there's level 3, 2, and 1. 3 is the basic first aid at work, and then you've got 2 and 1, which are advanced, quite advanced actually. Then you've got infant first aid, where you can deal with small children, choking, CPR, and everything else. And also, like any, if you've come across victims who, you've dragged out of a river or out of the water and they're, unresponsive. So you got that type of first aid as well. And then you can learn about motorbike first aid, how to deal with an accident where it involves a motorbike rider. So there's a lot of courses out there that you can do. But if you have medical issues yourself, then it's always good to educate yourself, not just on your condition, but also get advice from professionals, right? There's a lot of people who go on YouTube and they talk about different things, but it's always good to talk to your doctor, because doctors are there to advise you and give you input about your condition, right? And they are the best people to talk to because they know the history of your condition. No one else should or could give you that information except a doctor or a nurse, right? And also liability. People shouldn't be telling you or diagnosing you on anything. This is why when I talk about people with mental health or anything like that, I don't say anything except seek or use professional support or help, right? And there are communities that can and will support you and help you. Okay, they will give you advice, they'll give you information, and that's what they're there for you to contact people. There are groups out there. You got over here in the UK, the Samaritans or the NSPCC for youngsters, for little Padawans. If there's an issue, they can phone a free phone number and stuff like that. In the States, you probably got the same. But it is one thing if you do want to get involved in first aid and you want to know what to do. All right. The first point of contact is go online, look for courses. The second point of contact, if you've got a fire station or a police station or an EMT station close by, all right, I doubt very much they'll close the door in your face if you knock on the door or ring the bell and say, hey, can you give me anything on information about learning about first aid and stuff like that? Trust me, they will go out. Some of them will probably even go out their way to educate you and walk you around the fire station or something like that. Yes, basic life-saving skills. Yeah, there you go. Here you got in America, you got. Thanks very much, actually. You just reminded me of something. You got the American Heart Association that teaches you about CPR and everything else. Here in the United Kingdom, right, it's called the British Heart Foundation, and you can do free courses. And some of these courses are actually done in hospitals as well. So you will get first-hand experience by professionals, and they will walk and talk you through it, and you can progress from there. All you have to do is put the time and effort in. All right, first aid courses are not long. You'll learn how to splint. You'll learn how to, apply pressure to wounds and stuff like that. So yeah, Kelly, I'll definitely touch base with you. And good morning, Squid. How you feeling? Hope you're good. Welcome to Badoo Cigar Pagoda. I don't even know why I just did that, but hey, you pick on me sometimes, so I'm picking on you. No, I'm joking. I've totally forgot. So are there any more questions before we slowly wrap it up? And also one thing I just want to add before we carry on. No one legally should be telling you what to do if you've got a condition. The only people, right, who legally can give you advice about any type of illness whatsoever are professionals. That is a doctor or a nurse, right? So if you want advice, they are the best people to approach. Just make an appointment, and if they ask why, you say, I would like to make an appointment with my doctor, and I'd rather discuss it with my doctor. And that's it. You don't have to explain to a secretary, a surgery receptionist what you want to speak to your doctor about. Right? In America, it's called HIPAA law. Over here, yes, they are qualified to talk to you, and they should be triage trained. And if anyone doesn't know what triage trained is, look it up. Right? Triage. Right? In the old days, they used to call it T1, T2, T3. Yeah. So, right. So, because you do have the right of privacy. So, just imagine, right? You got someone who phones up the surgery. Yeah, I'd like to make an appointment with a doctor's. And the receptionist, or she turns around and says, for what reason? Oh yeah, I've got like about 26 STDs. I've slept around. I haven't done this. I've done that. I've done this and I've done that. Right? It's got nothing to do with them. Right? They are there to support you, to get you onto a waiting list for you to then speak to your doctors. And one thing you shouldn't do, okay, if they make your life hard, and just turn around and say, look, okay, thanks very much. Obviously you're making my life a little bit difficult. You're trying to avoid giving me an appointment. So thank you very much. I'm going to dial 111 or the non-emergency medical number. And then when you dial 111, you can then explain to them, right, I tried to get an appointment with my doctors, but the surgery reception made it difficult for me. So I'm calling you. And by law, they have to help. They have to listen and help and give you advice. And then you will actually you'll get through to a medical professional, may it be a nurse or a doctor or a consultant. Right? There you go. Next question. But yeah, thanks very much for dropping that in there, Squid. That was a good thing about the Heart Association. Yeah, I didn't think of that one. So yeah, guys, American Heart Association or British Heart Foundation, they are, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, if you got any questions, go ahead. We've got a couple of minutes before I call it a day. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, who the frick is this Legally Leslie? I mean, like, she looks like something from Spitting Image with the amount of makeup she's got. I mean, see, I saw a picture of her the other day, and I'm like, holy crap, that is that. Ooh, I mean, wonder what you were. No, yeah, but anyway. But anyway, yeah. So questions, right? Let's have a look. I'm listening. I don't think that's the attitude you want to have to the States. You will never. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure. The thing is, like the problem is here in the UK, right? There is a disconnect between patients and surgeries. The biggest issue, and I've witnessed it and I've experienced it myself, and I've also seen friends who've gone through it, especially one of my mates who, I served with. Basically, I actually sat next to him when he phoned up because I advised him to phone his doctor and make an appointment. And in the end, I'll explain what happened. Basically, he phoned up and he had them on loudspeaker, and there was no problems. They could hear each other. And he said, I would like to make an appointment with my doctors. And the woman then turned around and she went, why? And he went, excuse me? And she went, why? Why would you want to make an appointment with your doctors? And he looked at me and I looked at him, and I just, with wide eyes, I just went, I was staying at, I can't say anything because then, and he said, because I would like to make an appointment with my doctors. And then she went, well, okay, fair enough. What's your doctor's name? What's your information? And he gave his information, doctor's name and everything. And then she went, well, there isn't an appointment until next week. And he went, fine. And it'll be on a Monday, this time. And he went, fine, that's brilliant, that's great. And what does it concern on? And that's where she stepped over the line, because as a receptionist, as a surgery receptionist, is yes, you are trained to do triage, but if you are making an appointment and the appointment is not the same day or it's not an emergency, then she hasn't got the right or doesn't need to go through triage, right? She just basically has made an appointment for next week and that's it, right? And he turned around, he said, that's private, that's personal. And she went, fair enough, fine. Well, your appointment's this. And then she hung up on him. And I was like, did you get everything? And he went, yeah. And I went, why didn't she confirm that the appointment was done? So basically, he waited. And it was the day he went to his appointment and he asked me to give him a lift. So I gave him a lift to the surgery. I parked up in a legal position. And then we went in the surgery. And she must have not been there or wasn't working that day. And he walked in. He said, hi, I've got an appointment. And they checked, and the young lady behind the counter was so helpful, and she was so nice. And she went, I don't see your name on it. And he went, well, I did phone. I did say, and I was told that I had an appointment. And she was like, I've got no appointment. And I said, can I just interject? And she went, yeah. I said, I was actually sitting next to him because it was me who asked him to call to make an appointment because of certain issues. I don't want to discuss it here in public. And she went, yeah, fine, that's not a problem. And I said, I was there, and she confirmed this morning, today, as confirmed. And she went, are you able to prove that? And I went, give me your phone. And he went, and I went, there you go. And there was the number, how long the call was done. And then what she did, she went on the system, checked, and she confirmed that phone conversation actually happened. She went, I'll tell you what, just sit back down. And then 5 minutes later, a doctor came out, called his name. He went in, asked me to come in with him. Doctor apologized about everything. And yeah, there you go. And unfortunately, that happens. Now, in the States, all I know is that you have to have medical insurance, and seeing a doctor, is a nightmare. But anyway, that's just, this is why if you get issues like that, you also have an alternative. You can call the NHS helpline. I was wondering the same thing. Yeah. Okay, you got me on that one. You have to bring me up to speed, Debbie, what you meant with that one. It's a new ECU to recruit. If I... Oh... yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I did speak. Funny, yeah. Now I remember, I did speak about the fact that she's like a nobody, and that she, quit her job. Yeah. Okay, now I remember who that is now. So I had a bit of a brain fart there. What else we got? Legally, Leslie is going to go to and show up. Big Dirt, are you smoking? Is that fact, Nashua? If you don't answer why you're calling, you won't get an appointment. Bloody hell. Okay. Right. Wow. Anyway, guys, if there are no further questions, I hope you enjoyed the truth that you heard, and with the facts and the evidence. I hope that you enjoyed today. I'm all over the place right now. I don't think she's even a lawyer, is she? I don't think she legally is a lawyer anymore. Didn't she quit her job? Anyway, all I want to say is that I really hope that you all have, a fantastic time, and that you enjoyed it today. That it was, the revelations. Fuck it, I can't even talk anymore. I haven't had enough coffee. 1 second, let me drink some coffee. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There it comes. Oh, Squid, if you only knew how well that coffee tasted. Anyway, the revelations that you've heard today, I mean, you can't hide the fact that you can't hide behind that. They are your own words. And you made your bed, you lay in it. So at least now the transparency issue, we know that they're lying, and there you go, Aussie Jen. What do you mean gross? That's bloody nice coffee. It was a bit cold, but it's nice coffee. Right, guys, remember, okay, at no time, okay, are you to diagnose yourself. Call a doctor, make an appointment, or if you have a free service where you can get advice, medical advice, call them, all right? And if you are a veteran of any level, doesn't matter what rank or position or what arms you were in, right? If you're struggling, phone up, especially over here in the UK, phone up SAFA, phone up Combat Stress, or phone up a buddy who you serve with, and be honest with them. Tell them the truth. Say, look, I'm struggling, right? And so just be honest with yourself, right? And phone a friend or phone someone to help. Don't bottle it up, all right? And if you're interested about first aid and learning about first aid, then go on the internet, put in first aid courses and everything else. Everything will pop up in front of you, and then you can do your own your own research and what you want to do. And I would suggest that to have the basic knowledge of first aid. You never know when you need it. Okay. Like I said, I can't give you advice about how to diagnose and stuff like that. You'd have to talk to your doctors. Okay. So I hope that makes a lot of sense, and I hope that you have taken something from here and you've learned something. And when it comes to shit talking, obviously just make sure that if you do talk a lot of shit and people look at you in a strange way, just make sure that you buy enough toilet roll or tissues that you can, when you do take your face for a shit, you've got something to wipe your mouth. All right. But because the thing is, one thing people have to be careful of is the more shit they talk, the more possibility is that their backsides are going to sue their face. Not just because of envy or jealousy, it's because, they're losing their job. All right. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everyone for coming. I appreciate everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure that, just remember, be positive. Okay. Don't let people dictate how you are. All right. And stand up for yourself, and remember that, your actions have reactions, and what you do, if you piss someone off, then they have every right to, call you an asshole. But anyway, have a fantastic day. Big Dirt, good to see you. And by the way, Big Dirt is very, very clever when it comes to crypto and stuff like that. I watched the stream the other day about that, advice and stuff. And believe it or not, Big Dirt, I thought that you talked a lot of shit, but when I listened to your live stream, a couple of live streams, you know what, you are a well of knowledge, my friend. And some people should take a little bit of a page out of your book. You have the knowledge there, and I'm just being facetious right now, but you have quite a lot of knowledge. And a lot of people do. A lot of you people do have that knowledge. Just be proud of that knowledge and keep it straight, keep it honest, keep it truthful, and keep it respectful. But on that note, I bid you all adieu. I wish you all the best for today. I'm not sure if I'm going to go live tomorrow. Who knows? See how I feel. But I do want to do a gaming stream at some point. So if you're interested, fine. If you're not, fine. No one's going to force you. But on that note, I bid you all adieu.
They go live every night selling drama on demand with Krampons sitting on their ass and dicky on hand. Fake tears falling, oh I'm just speaking truth, while they pocket super chats and exploit the loons. Gator rolls in trying to act real cool, but he's stirring up heat, breaking all the rules. Haters in a circle, all bark, no bite, till Spawntrooper drops and it flips on the light. Spawntrooper, he bring truth weak with this one. Deuces in the mix, spinning lies for the stream. He acts like a king, but his throne's just a meme. Dodging all the questions with a scripted phrase, trying to fool the crowd, but he's just a face. Bones Lacker's got a seat at the front of the show, putting up a front, but got nowhere to go. Guano's hiding in shadows, throwing shade in the chat. They all act tough, but Spawntrooper's on that. Spawntrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. Spawntrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. With this one, now the people rise, no longer blind. The lies unravel one stream at a time. Truth's not merch, it don't come in packs. And Spawntroopers got receipts, not just attacks. He says turn off the feed, walk into the sun. This war for your mind, it's already begun. With clarity blazing like a saber so bright, he leads the way through the digital night. Spawntroopers say, I see you playing, keeping up the show, spinning your stories, but the truth starts to flow. Your gators pull high like you're some kind of lord, but all you're doing striking out with the faulty sword. You're no warrior, just a puppet on strings. Your fake crown don't mean a thing. The game's up now, you're out of move. Spawntroopers here to expose your grown trooper. He bring truth and facts to the land. Spawntrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. Then he say the words, truth don't kneel to no one man. Trooper, the force is weak with this one. One yai duet.
Truth will rise in the end, no place for deceit.
May grim unwind, get a whole group on. The force is weak with this whole bunch.